Hey everyone, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you how I've made this really easy floating double panel card. This is a 5x7, but it's easy to do this on any size card that you want, and you can have it as a landscape or a portrait, and I'm going to do the portrait version today. So these all just fold down, so they go into your envelope, and then they just pop up with the springs that you have underneath, and it can just be displayed. But like I said, it does look nice this way as well, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'll show you all the supplies that I've used. No specialty dies are needed for this. I used a die to cut the sentiment, but apart from that, you can cut everything with your trimmer and your scissors, and it's a great one for beginners as well. So let's get started. So the paper pad and the sentiment here and this banner have all come from the John Next Door box 35 by the Papercraft Society. I'll link this below, and I'm going to be sharing a few more tutorials using the product in here because it's really nice. There's some lovely elements. You get these gorgeous leaves and these little embellishments, stencil, you've got your stamp and dies, and then lots of lovely papers. I've used an embossing folder. This is an old Crafter's Companion leaf vein one to give me this detail here. And on this card, I actually made the papers myself by using my media plate and paints. And I pressed some leaves into the paint to get that like stamped effect. So I've got all these leaves here, which I picked up just locally. And I've used some of them to make papers, but I've also die cut them. And that's what I've used to decorate here. They're little die cut leaves. And you can see these ones here, and if you get all the different colours, you can get some lovely effects. I'm going to use those as some of the embellishments on the card. So I've got my 5x7 card blank here, and I've already stuck a piece of 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 in the gold mirrored card there. And then I'm going to stick my pattern paper on top. So this one's cut down to 4.5 by 6.5. So I've just put my double-sided tape on the back there, and I'm going to stick that one down. So I thought this paper worked really well because it's got all the detail on the edge, and the panels are going to go down through the middle. You're not going to lose any of that. So this is going to be my first floating panel, and this one measures 3 by 6.5, and then the gold embossed piece is 2 3/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, so that one's going to go there, and then on top of that one I've got this white piece, which is 1 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then this piece here is 1 by 6. So that one's going to go on top. So if you want to create the landscape version, I've then cut this one, that's the die from the little kit there, and then I stuck that one on there with you get a choice of sentiments that can go in the middle, and I've just wrapped the twine around. So that's how to achieve that landscape look. But I still want to use that, and then I'm going to stick those together and have it over the top like that. I just thought it looked quite nice. So I'm going to stick this one onto here first. Okay, so I've got my 2 panels ready and all the mats and layers stuck down. So next we can make the springs. So I've got these 3 springs already, and these are going to go on the back one here. Okay, so you can see how they work. So for those, you're going to need 3 pieces of 1 by, you actually want to do this to 4.5. And along the 4.5 side, so you'll see I've just got a 1/4 inch tab, but ideally have that as a 1/2 inch. So cut yours to 4.5 by 1 and score at 1, 1.5, 2, and then 3, 3.5, and 4. If you've made my springs before, then you'll know what to do here. What you want to do is you'll have a 1/2 inch tab at this end on your right. You want your 1 inch section on your left. You want to do a mountain fold, then a valley, and then another mountain. Then go across and do another mountain, a valley, and then finish with a mountain. This will be 1/2 inch at this end here, so just add your glue and then just stick that one over the top. So you want to create that shape. Now don't burnish all of this, just keep it just folded, and that way you'll get that nice spring. If you do want it to just be a little less bouncy, just burnish the middle fold, so just put a bit of pressure through the middle there, but keep the sides just as folded pieces, so you've still got that nice spring. So you only need 3. I've just done that one because I put those together and realised I didn't leave one to show. So 3 of them for the bottom, and then for the next tier, actually if we stick them down first, then I know where I am. So what I would suggest is add your glue to the back and then just pop them in the middle of this panel. Doesn't matter if you do them this way or this way. Might as well do them all the same. So I'll pop that one like so, and then that one there. Okay, so I'm just going to flip that over, pop a little pressure on there, and we can stick that on there in a moment. Then to make these ones, these are a little bit smaller so that they would fit behind this. You can do the same ones as these, but because that's 1 inch and this is 1 1/4, you just would see a lot more of them on the side. These just hide a little bit more inside. So they're still 1 inch wide, but this one here is 3 1/2. Along the 3 1/2 side, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/8, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, 2 5/8, and 3. You're going to fold it exactly the same way. So you want the 1/2 inch tab on your right side and that 3/4 inch on your left. You do a mountain, valley, mountain. These pieces here are 3/8 of an inch instead of 1/2 inch. So it's just got a slightly smaller spring, and this is obviously thinner as well. And then again, I'm just going to add my glue to the 1/2 inch tab and just stick that one over the top. And then I'm just going to add my glue. You might want to do 3 for this tab. I'm just doing the 2. And then here, like so. Just make sure they're nice and straight. Then I'm going to add my glue onto the back of these pieces. And then you just want to place it over, making sure it's lined up with the pattern piece underneath, and you've got an equal amount on each side here. So 3/4 it should be of the pattern paper. So now we've got that nice pop-up piece, and then with this one here, probably should use double-sided tape actually, because it's going onto a mirrored card. This will eventually stick, so I'm just going to stick with the glue, but usually when I'm sticking onto mirrored card I would use tape. Again, just add a bit of pressure, make sure you've got an even amount on each side so you can see how that looks. Now with this one, when it stands up, I would recommend doing mats and layers inside to add a bit of weight, but it will need to be opened up more so that it can handle that front weight, because it is top or front heavy, but it does still work. And then I'm going to add a little bit of foam onto this one, and then I'm going to stick that one into the middle there. So that's all stuck down, and now I'm just playing around with the leaves, kind of like fanning them out, just so you can see all of them. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue just to stick them all together. If you want to protect them so they last longer and don't, you know, die further, then it was mentioned in the group when I made that one, or during the live, that if you cover them with some Mod Podge. So if you do want to preserve them, I quite like that they continue to dry and kind of get all crispy and curl up, but obviously that's not going to be for everybody. So if you do want to preserve them, then just pop a little bit of Mod Podge. So I've just popped them in place, and then I've just got the bow here to then cover. Bring that up a little bit because I don't want it to cover the writing. There we go. That's just going to cover the glue. So that's the finished card. So I've just popped the mats and layers inside. It does make a big difference to balancing the card. You can see I don't have to open it as much, and it still stands nicely. If you are finding that the card's toppling, make all of these white panels the same height as the card. So make them 7 by the widths that I already gave you, and just bring them, just increase the lengths of each one of this gold piece and the brown piece, and then that way the bases will line up with the bottom, so that will just become more of a stand for this, you know, design, and then it definitely won't topple. But by adding your mats and layers inside there has made a big difference. You can see it stands really nicely now. So yeah, let me know in the comments which one you prefer, landscape or portrait. I think they both look lovely. And like I said, I can see these being used for many occasions. And I said during the live as well, I think they're great masculine cards. I think they've got a really nice style about them. So as always, thank you for watching. I'll link the product in the description box below. I'll have a few other similar kind of tutorials popping up now if you want to watch those next. And as I always say, if you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It really does help my channel. And hit that notification bell, and that way you won't miss out on any future videos. See you all again soon. Bye.